Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. I'm Cameron Songer, joined now by UNCP wrestling coach O.T. Johnson. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You've had a little time to process the season. What were some of your biggest takeaways?
Just how young we are and how our upperclassmen really have taken up some leadership roles to kind of groom these young men that we have, hopefully, for the next 3 to 4 years in our program, and how fortunate we are to have that many young men believing in what we're doing and buying in, even though they may not have had the greatest of seasons.
How do you feel your guys performed relative to maybe your expectations at the beginning of the year?
I mean, obviously, when you have 6 freshmen in your starting lineup, you have to be very even keel, and your body language as a head coach and as a staff has to always be right. And I think there were some points where we didn't exude the right body language, and I think the guys' performance showed that. But I think we're always learning as a coach and staff, and I think a lot of that has to do with the inability of having that many young people represent your team in one season. So we're very fortunate for the way the guys perform, and we're happy to see where they head next year.
The season ended with 2 Braves making it to the NCAA championships in seniors Blaze Shade and Mikey Thomas. How did those runs go for them, and what kind of legacies do they leave? Let's start with Mikey.
Well, Mikey Thomas can be any happier for the young man. Came here, was very small, but bought into what we're preaching and hit the weight room, and definitely bought into getting extra workouts in, not only on the mat but in the classroom. Mikey's been accepted to the East Carolina University dental program, so it's awesome. You can kind of tell that is a true student athlete, and it showed that when you put the right work in the classroom and put the right work in the mat, good things happen. Mikey was able to qualify for the national tournament in his senior season and was able to enjoy that experience as he was on his way out and closing out his wrestling career. So you couldn't ask for anything better for him to be able to enjoy that experience, especially at the Division II National Festival, which is awesome. Blaze Shade, obviously, another young man that has came here from day one and just bought in. He qualified for the NCAA tournament 4 times. He was 3-time All-American, 2-time finalist. Can't be happier for him in the way he closed out his career, and we're hoping to continue to have him a part of our program in years to come.
With those 2 competing at nationals, UNCP wrestling finished in the top 25 in Division II for the 8th consecutive year. What does that kind of success mean to you as a coach?
It's a testament to what we've done, what we've built, and where we're trying to go. And again, I think those 2 guys finish out the career the way they did. Hopefully, these young guys that are coming back next year can kind of feed off of that, and knowing that, hey, there's a legacy that's been left behind, and it's our jobs to uphold that legacy and continue the path that's been built by the past generation, for us to make sure we don't, I don't want to say ruin it, but just keep that legacy going. And we're very fortunate to have guys represented at the national tournament for almost 12 years now consecutively, and we've only had 1 year where we didn't have an All-American, which is phenomenal when you think about it.
There were definitely plenty of underclassmen on the team, and really with a lot of playing time, a lot of reps. You talked about some of it already. Who are some guys who really developed and improved a lot and could be poised for a big year in 2017-18?
Well, I definitely think Bryce Walker, although he wrestled out of weight class, he definitely showed some toughness to be able to come in and weigh 208, 209 pounds and wrestle up to 285-pound guys, just to have enough confidence in himself to step out there and take it for the team when he didn't have to. Definitely show that he's a team player. You look at a guy like Eric Milks, although he's going to be one of our lone returners that's not an underclassman. It hurt him not to qualify for the NCAAs, and coming back, I think he's already bought into what he needs to do as his individual self. And you look at a guy like Tyler McCosey, who was one of the front runners for our freshman of the year. And you just feel happy for all those guys, but you feel good about where the future is going, and I think the program is in great hands. We just gotta continue to have them buy in and keep on keeping on.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these messages on the Black and Gold Report. Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report, joined once again by wrestling coach O.T. Johnson. Coach, another trip to the NCAA championships this year. What was that experience like for you?
Well, this year what was unique about this national tournament was the Winter Sports Festival, which included swimming and diving and indoor track. And one of the coolest experiences you can be a part of, not only as an athlete but as a coach. This is my third Winter Sports Festival since I've been at UNCP, and each year it continues to get better. This was actually the second time we were back in Alabama, and that experience, not only did they improve from the last Winter Sports Festival, but this year they had a great speaker that spoke to all the athletes and coaches before the event started, and that helped really rejuvenate us from the long drive down there, and really got us going, and give the kids an opportunity to just mingle with other kids and other athletes that were after the same things they were after. And seeing schools from North Carolina that represented, seeing schools from all over the country was really unique, and just seeing how other people interacted. And the other unique thing about that was all the events were in one venue, the Crossplex down in Birmingham, Alabama, which you had our guys going over and watching swimming and diving and watching some of the track events, and you had those two sports coming over and watching the wrestling, which really helped put things in perspective for all the athletes to kind of see what each other's national tournaments was like. So it was a cool experience, and definitely I was happy to have those two seniors experience it.
This is the second year for your team wrestling in the Eastern College Athletic Conference, and the second year your team went 4-2 in conference duels. Has the conference affiliation changed the way you approach the season? A little bit.
You have to be careful how much you load your season up in the back end, because those conference duel matches are important. Obviously, we have something that we are trying to earn, and making sure you don't burn your guys out in January as you get ready to kick off that dual meet season is important. And we have to be careful not to under schedule, but not to over schedule at the same time. So there's a lot of work that still needs to be done, trying to, I guess, find that perfect balance. But I think going into year number 3, we're definitely trying to figure it out and hope that we have it right now. But there's no such thing as having it right. You just got to, go based on your team.
Turning to the off season now, what does that look like for you, for your staff, and for your wrestlers?
Right now, one of our main focuses is making sure our guys are doing what they need to do in the classroom, and there's an approach that we're taking to try to make sure all of our returners are, 1, eligible academically, and 2, doing the right things by themselves, and making sure when they're done here with their athletic careers, they're walking across that stage with a degree. So we're doing a lot of lifting right now, and then as we progress a week or 2 out, we'll start doing some lifting and wrestling, open rooms, and hopefully when the summertime starts, some of those guys that are into it can start doing some freestyle and Greco wrestling, which is a different style, but it's still wrestling. So when you have guys that are energetic and want to do that, it gives you confidence that, hey, they're about trying to not just win, but they're about trying to well-round themselves as wrestlers.
Obviously, a part of the offseason is recruiting. For fans who might not be familiar with recruiting for college wrestling, how does that process work, and what do you look for in possible recruits?
It's never ending, first and foremost, and we're looking for kids that understand who we are. UNC Pembroke, we're in a rural community, and that's unique to us, and we're looking for kids that may not have gotten that big Division I offer that they were looking for, but are still looking for a top-notch program. And if you want to come to somewhere where you're going to work, get pushed, not only as an athlete, but get pushed to be a better man, a better boyfriend, a better husband, so on and so forth, this is the place to be. But if you're looking for somewhere you're going to just come and do everything that you think you can as a college student and still get away with it, you're not going to find it here. We are taking guys that were not super sought after in high school and trying to mold them into great men and great athletes, and obviously college graduate. But there's a lot that goes into that. I mean, our guys have to be focused, they have to be disciplined, and we're getting to a point now where our leaders are starting to take that leadership role and holding each other accountable and calling guys out that may be out, past hours, doing the things they're not supposed to be doing. That's not conducive to our culture that we're trying to continue to build as a program. So as a recruit, you need to be looking for those things, and you need to be asking yourself, is this a program I see myself in? If you want to go somewhere where you can drink and party until your head turns blue, this is not it. We're going to hold you accountable. If you're not of age, you're not going to drink, and you're not going to do the things that other schools are doing. I'm not saying it's not right, but that's not what we're about, and you're not going to find it here. But we're looking for goal-oriented and driven young men that are happy to be wrestling and want to have fun doing it. Not saying it's not hard, but we're looking for guys that are thinking that way and want to be champions and want to win.
UNCP wrestling coach O.T. Johnson, thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time we have for now. Braves fans, remember the 5th annual Cash Bash is now under a month away. For more information on Cash Bash, along with everything UNCP athletics, visit uncpbraves.com. Until next week, go Braves.